Hello, buddies. Welcome to the first episode of the Vagina Series brought to you by yours truly. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Bartholin Cyst. I'm sure you're all wondering what a Bartholin Cyst is. A Bartholin cyst is a fluid-filled swelling on the Bartholin gland. So, a Bartholin gland is a gland that is responsible for the lubrication. English. Responsible for the lubrication of the vagina. Yabo? So all this fluid that you get there, yabo? It is fluid. It's a fluid ephuma kwi-Bartholin gland. Okay. So in 2019, when I was giving birth, the nurse noticed that I had a Bartholin cyst. But they didn't tell me that. They just told me that I have a swelling, but it's going to disappear after a few days. I must just steam with hot water and a salt. So I was like, okay, sure, I can't like. And then you get manyani. It did disappear after some few days, even though I did not steam, because I steamed one day and it was hella hot. So I was like, no, this thing ain't for me. It is buhlungu. So, it disappeared and then came back in 2021. And in 2021, they did a small incision on the Bartholin cyst. So the Bartholin cyst was just right on my vaginal opening. It was just here on my vaginal opening. So they did a small incision and the fluid came out and the cyst to live anyway. In 2022 it came back. So I started being in a serious relationship most in 2022 July. So most serious relationships means a lot of sex. I hope abantu basekhaya badala are not watching this because wow son. Kekashwa. Kaluma camera. Kaluma vagina. Anyway, it came back and I'd find that sometimes when I'm having sex, so it started with after sex, I would feel an uncomfortable sensation right on the Bartholin cyst. And I started getting worried about why man is it becoming so uncomfortable. So I started doing a research about it and about this because at first it was just something that I was told, and even when this incision happened, it was just like, yeah, like it was not even a big deal, yeah. So I had expected that it's not going to be a big deal when it comes back. It's just going to be as it was in 2021 and 2019. But now it was different because I could literally feel it after sex and it would get very uncomfortable. And then it advanced from being, so in September, it advanced from being very uncomfortable to being very painful during and after sex. Yeah, and that's when I was like, this cannot continue happening. There is something wrong. I went to the hospital and then Dababeka story samba. No man, I as y'all know that I have this thing. Now it's starting to get very painful and uncomfortable, and it's making me uncomfortable and scared of having sex. Yabo. So I was told Ubana I must come back on the 9th of November for a Masurpialisation. I think I'm calling it correctly. Masurpialisation. Yes, it's matter. Don't worry, I am looking at this word right now. So a Masurpialisation process. So what is a Masurpialisation process? A Masurpialisation process is a process where a Bartholin cyst is cut open. Ne? It's cut open so that the water stuck on the Bartholin gland izokwazi uphuma, and then the fluid can move freely because the Bartholin gland is supposed to lubricate a vagina, and a vagina still needs a lubrication, so you cannot necessarily close the gland itself, so you have to cut it open and let the thingy go out. Yabo? Okay, so Nyanika, I went on the 9th, and then In the morning, guys, my experience that day, that day was, I got there, hadn't eaten anything, only had water while I was taking my pills. And then when I get there in the morning, they told me, Ubana, I'm gonna have to come back at 2 because that's when the procedure is gonna get done. The process is going to start. Yabo? And I'm like, yo, go 2. And I'm not supposed to eat anything, not supposed to drink any water. That called by Jong. It's a lot, but because I want to get this thing out of the way, you understand them? And guys, honestly, things on a vagina are they just don't make you be comfortable and relaxed. They're just so scary, you understand? So Nyanike, I came back at 2, went to consultation room, met up with a nurse that was going to prep me for for a theater because the process was to be done at theater. Not because they had to do it at theater, but because they needed a more sterile and clean room to do it. And if you're looking at Zitulelo Hospital, you know that it's not one of those hospitals. So if it was any of those hospital, they would have done it in a consultation room, a more clean, sterile, and suitable for the procedure. But because they don't have any as to, so they had to prep me for Elanticum. They had to prep me for a surgery. Yo, not surgery. Where's Makande Watana Mazwi Emakama Anzulu? They had to prep me for a theater. Nyanike, they did prep me for a theater when they ngongathi ubomi bam sana bokwi-brink because I was lying there ebhedini kaso. Driving me out nge-stretcher from the consultation room, OPD in front of phambi kwabantu to the theater. Like, hayibo guys, you should have covered me. But also, I'm scared of covering because people that get covered and get shit are dead people. I'm also like, it's better for people to keep wondering, but what's up with this one than for me to be covered. Got them. The fumana, I don't know what it's called, but it's the thingy with you and Dom. So Nyanike, I got it, the shot upper at the back, lower back yam, and then Evan Gogo, I kind of felt numb and the process happened. So this is how it happened. Let me show you using tip. Hopefully I'm going to be able to. What? I'm sorry, this thing is okay. So let's say this is the Bartholin Cyst. It is swollen there by my vaginal opening. So what the doctor did was to cut it open. After cutting it open, I started this piece. So this is where the cutting happens, and then I started this piece, as we stitch this side, yabo. And then now the Bartholin gland is left open. You understand? So it was like this. The doctor cuts, take the other part as we stitch on the side, and leaves the Bartholin gland open. Why is the Bartholin gland left open? The Bartholin gland is left open because it still needs to secrete and lubricate. It still needs to secrete and release fluids to the vagina so that the vagina can stay lubricated. Yeah, understand? So that's what had happened. And then after that, now after the procedure, I'm told to check if my legs are working, so that if Nyan is there working, I can go home, and if not, dizohlala. Haibo! Did I not almost fall because I did not feel my legs? Guys, the and paralyzed. There's it awful paralyzed me. So yeah, but game. Anyway, that's so immoral of this video is that you must not be shy about things on your vagina. If you see anything, go to the clinic. If you see anything suspicious, go to the clinic. Yes, you might ask Dr. Google because Dr. Google knows almost everything, but you must see a doctor or a professional nurse because those things, because also the doctor told me that the Masurpialisation happened at a good time because after she had opened, she realized that in my Bartholin Cyst was starting to get infection, and if I had stayed at home and not go to the hospital, we don't know what could have happened. Maybe yeah, I understand. It's not funny. It's in the serious, you know. So it's very important that we check our vajays. We make sure that we consult doctors in izinto that don't disappear after a few days. You cannot have a pimple on your vagina, like a pimple shady. There is what we call a vaginal acne. I'm going to talk on that also because I once had it as well. Yeah, so it's something that I'm still in a journey of Londo, so I'm going to make a video and talk on that. So yeah, what's important is that you'll need to take care of your vaginas. That's an important part of a female body. It's an important part of umzimba, whether it's for a female or not, because it's important even anyway. My legs recovered with after some time the same day, and I went home. The healing process, sitting down was not a problem when I was like, I don't know, I feel like when I sat kanje ngolhlobo non blood vagina, there was some pain in yana. It was not something, or maybe I was imagining it, but it was there. But when I'm just sitting on my bed, yeah, but I'm mattress and all, and on a cushion, everything was just fine. And on top of that, I was just sick with it. Was not just about the Bartholin cyst. That was part of a whole lot of a package of sicknesses. Queen of Ukukula. No, that can never be me. Anyways, so guys, yeah, man. It took about 4 days to actually here for me to actually not feel anything at all. Yeah, it took about that. And then after a week, I took a mirror and checked down there because I had to see, and it was just fine. I didn't even see anything. I did see the part where his stitch went, but that's all I could see about because yeah, understand? Yes. So guys, that is the end of a video. If you have any questions, maybe something that I didn't share pertaining this Masurpialisation or anything Bartholin Cyst related, please do ask on the comment section or DM me on my Insta or inbox on my Facebook, or send a WhatsApp for those who have my WhatsApp number. I love you all. Take a very good care of your vaginas. Yours in Vagina Series.